All right, so they just released the video for the matchmaking stuff. It's on X right now. I don't know if it's on YouTube or anything like that. This is where I found it. We've heard your feedback on matchmaking and ranking in Marvel Rivals, and your voices matter. Check out our lead combat. Okay, so we're just gonna watch the video, and then I'll give my
Hi,
thoughts
Rebels.
on whenever I see
I'm
the
Zero.
opportunity.
We've heard your passionate feedback and ongoing discussions about matchmaking and ranking in Marvel Rivals. Your voices matter, and we want to give you a transparent look into how these systems work and what we are doing to improve them. Quick heads up, any numbers used are for illustrative purpose only, and the calculation process is also simplified for easier understanding and does not represent the full detailed formulas.
Okay, so yeah, obviously they're going over their matchmaker, which is different than what a lot of companies do, because most companies are very hush hush about that kind of stuff. Most companies don't want to talk about it. Most of them are like, yeah, I don't want to let you know what we're doing. So they're going to go over it and I guess explain what they can, and they said they're going to simplify as much of the information. They're basically making it like, here's the stupid version for you. New competitive points are how competitive points are calculated. Now, the way I understood it before is like the most recent one is it's kind of stat based, but at the same time, it's also based off of the ranks currently in that match. If you're below the rest of the lobby, if you're above, and I think it calculates the points depending on how you do in comparison to everyone else in that match.
After every competitive
But at the same time, it's like the points are normally like between 18 and what, like 35?
match, your score is calculated based on two key components, base points and performance points.
Okay.
Each weighted according to your current rank. The formula looks like this.
So what in the crap? I thought you were going to make this dumbed down for me. So okay, so depending on your rank as well. Okay, so yeah, if you're in bronze and you win a game, you're going to gain like 50. Whereas like if you're in platinum, it's going to be more of an average performance. Base points, performance base points, which I think the performance base points. So there's a base points, and then the performance base points is going to adjust what the base points were. So it's never going to be like you only get 1 point unless you have a lever. That's a new system. Base points?
This depends on match outcome, your current competitive score, average competitive score of the enemy team. First,
what do you mean competitive score? So match outcome. If you won or you lost, okay, cool. Your current competitive score. I'm all this
match
play out
result determines whether you gain or lose points. Win and you will gain points, lose and you will lose points.
Obviously.
Second, the difference between your competitive score and the enemy team's average competitive score affects how many points you gain or lose.
Okay.
If a player's
so it doesn't your current competitive score, average competitive score of the enemy team. So it compares my score to the enemy team, but does it compare me to my rest of my teammates, or is current competitive score my team's
competitive score is lower than that of the enemy team, the system recognizes that the player is challenging a stronger opponent.
Okay, so the competitive score is our skill level, not the stats inside the game. Okay. So basically, if the game if the game pits a gold team against a platinum team.
In this case, a victory will grant an extra bonus to the base points, while a defeat will result in fewer points deductions. The reverse applies when facing lower ranked teams.
Yeah, so if a gold team fights a plat team and wins, they get more points. If a plat team fights a gold team and loses, they lose more points. And the reverse is if they win, it's like, you're going to win that anyways. Here's your little pity points.
Examples.
I think does that go the other way as well? So if you're fighting I would imagine it would. So if a gold team is fighting a plat team and then gets their like butts kicked, they probably lose less points.
Players' competitive score 3,500. Enemy teams average 3,500.
So it would be even in
Win
this case.
plus 20 base points. Lost
Okay.
minus 20 base points.
Okay. So it's just adjusted 3 ways. That's interesting. Okay, so if you guys are even, you gain, but no, there's other
Players'
factors that change that as well.
Score 3,500. Enemy teams average 3,700. Win plus 25 base points. Lost minus 15 base points.
Okay.
Players' competitive score 3,500. Enemy teams average 3,300.
So you get less.
Win plus 15 base points. Lost minus 25 base points.
There we go. Here's the juicy stuff.
This reflects your individual performance tailored to your hero's role. Performance points reflect how well you played during the match.
I want to know
Because
which
heroes
stats.
in Marvel Rivals have
This can actually be very dangerous. Because if he goes in here and says, well, the higher the stat number, the more points you get, guess what people are going to start doing? This is why most companies don't explain this. But at the same time, I respect the Rivals devs for like, we're going to be transparent. I respect their effort in transparency. Even though there's very obvious bad outcomes from this, I respect it. The problem, I want to know performance based. Like, it's got to be compared to, because like if we're going to lose, I just go out there and just, you know what, screw it, we're going to lose. I'm just going to go and tank 90,000 damage and get like a lot of points not missing. It's like
widely different powers and roles. We don't just tally up stats.
Okay.
Even if two players contribute equally to the outcome, their raw stats may look very different depending on which hero they played.
Yeah.
Instead, to accurately evaluate your impact, we use several steps to calculate performance points. For each hero used in the match, we normalize match stats to a per 10-minute value and convert that into a single performance.
So okay, so the hero you pick doesn't actually contribute stats to a per 10-minute value. What happens if you swap to someone, play them for a minute, and then swap off? How would
value? We compare that to the average performance value for that same hero at your rank, also per 10 minutes. That gives a hero-specific performance coefficient. The better you perform versus the average, the higher your coefficient.
that's the scary one. Okay. Because I've dealt with this in Overwatch. Like there was a time when this exact thing was going around in Overwatch. And what they did in Overwatch was, because it was doing this, like if I played Winston, I would be rewarded for playing Winston terribly. Because I can, if I'm just going in there and like constantly jumping into the enemy team nonstop, I'm not doing anything. But because it's nonstop, just me charging into them, it's nonstop damage and nonstop technically damage blocked. Which, according to the system, because I was getting a high number in those specific areas for playing terribly, I was being rewarded for it. This is the one I was worried about. We compare that to the average performance value of the same hero at your rank, also per 10 minutes. Yes. Which means I can play Strange and Shield Bot the entire game. Am I going to win that match? Probably not. But if I'm ending every single match with like 50 to 60,000 damage blocked and nothing else, the system's still going to look at that and go, he's blocking a lot of damage compared to the rest of the Strangers of this rank. He's probably doing pretty well, even though he's playing the character wrong. That's
if you
my
played
concern.
Multiple heroes, we time weight those to get your match coefficient.
That is an interesting concept. Like, is it better to stay on your hero? I mean, that was the same concept with Overwatch, whereas like you're better off staying on your character the entire match, because swapping constantly is going to kind of mess up the rating system. But also at the same time, this is why I always go over like being limiting your swaps a lot, not because of this system, but because it's good practice anyways.
We then compare your performance coefficient to your team's average to determine your final performance points. Examples. A Diamond 1 player spends 4 minutes as Loki and 6 minutes as Invisible Woman in a 10-minute match. Let's break down the performance points.
See, the issue here is it depends on your matchups as well. So even though I have 4 minutes as Loki in this scenario, is like if I'm fighting stuff that makes it very difficult to play Loki, my stats are going to look terrible. And then I switch to Invisible Woman and I'm doing amazingly. But like I can start another match and it's like if I start off as Loki, because this system feels like it's like punishing you for what your starting pick is. Nah, let me play it. Let me go.
First, the system converts their in-game stats to 10-minute averages and then convert them into performance value. Assuming Loki has a performance value of 1,200 and Invisible Woman has 1,000. Next,
how do you play 6 minutes? So you play 6 minutes of Invisible Woman and gets 200 points less in performance value compared to the 4-minute Loki. But this player spends 4 minutes as Loki and 6 minutes as Invisible Woman in a 10-minute match. Okay, so they didn't say which one they started on, but assuming the scenario is they start on Loki and switch to Invisible Woman, like in order to win the match, they swap to Invisible Woman. But would the system look at this and say, hey, you did better on Loki than you did on Invisible Woman? You should have kept playing Loki?
The system finds the average performance value for Diamond 1 players with those heroes, which we will assume Loki and Invisible Woman both are 1,000. We then calculate the performance coefficients. Loki's coefficient is 1.2, while Invisible Woman's is 1.
Wait, so maybe it's diff. Maybe I'm not understanding this. So is the performance value not based on how this player played? Or is this like the value that they have, that these characters are labeled with at this rank? Oh, this is confusing.
This is then weighted by playtime. The overall coefficient works out to be 1.08. Finally,
yeah, that's
player's
numbers.
Coefficient is compared to the other 5 teammates. Let's say that they are 1.
But you're comparing the problem is like, okay, we're playing Invisible Woman and Loki, but you're comparing player's coefficient is compared to the other 5 teammates. Let's say they are 1. Yeah, okay, numbers. But you're comparing a Invisible Woman and a Loki to, let's say, a Strange and a Emma Frost, and then we have Wolverine and Fire Guy on damage. Why are... Oh, I don't know.
0.8, 0.8.
Yeah, you're reading numbers. I don't understand the numbers.
Resulting in an average of 0.97.
Okay.
This gives us the final adjusted performance coefficient of 1.1.
But how can you compare an invisible a strategist healing numbers to like a Strange's damage block numbers? They're two entirely different concepts. This is why I don't like concepts like this in a hero shooter game. Like it's in a team-based hero shooter game. Like it really should be just something as simple as, did your team win or lose? Yes or no? If that is the case, okay. Did you win against a more skilled team or a less skilled team? Which, in the example, are you a gold player fighting a team of platinum players? If you won, cool. Here's more points. If you lost, all right. You lose less points because you kind of got your butt kicked in the match when you shouldn't have probably happened.
1.
Hmm. Jesus. Weights of base points and performance points. Okay.
Once both your base points and performance points are calculated, your final score is determined by weighting these two parts. The weights vary by rank. As you climb the ranks, the weighting of base points will gradually increase, while performance points weighting decreases.
Yeah, so this is what I've been talking about before about how it's a lot easier to climb in the lower ranks, and as you get higher, they increase the difficulty of actually climbing, which causes the whole rank inflation thing because there's a lot of players that are getting pity points to be able to reach higher ranks. I don't think rank inflation is nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be, but like it's very obvious that the lower ranks get a lot of pity points.
In lower ranks, performance points have a higher weight to help skilled players rise faster.
Which wouldn't be an issue if you didn't keep throwing everybody in bronze every single season. Stop resetting everyone. Anyways,
Higher ranks shift weight towards base points for consistency. Example:
consistency. So why is only the high ranks allowed to have consistency? Why like the bronze and silvers and golds are not allowed to have consistency? Those players have to constantly like you've created a system to counteract the whole resetting crap you've made. Like you've made an entire system to counteract the fact that you reset people. Like you're fighting against Smurfs while actively creating Smurfs. You understand this, right? Because you keep sending, like, if somebody doesn't play for 2 seasons, they're bronze again. It doesn't matter how high rank you were. And guess what? This diamond, this grandmaster, this celestial player that's now in bronze and silver for unintentionally smurfing for something you ban people for. You ban people for smurfing, and to counteract the fact that you keep resetting people down to those low ranks, you've created a system to quickly try to get them back up to the higher ranks instead of just leaving them there or letting them naturally fall down.
a player wins a
I don't care how rusty or tilted a celestial player is, he's still going to absolutely stomp anyone below plat.
rank match, earning 20 base points and 30 performance points. If the player is in silver, with a base point weight of 0.4 and a performance point weight of 0.6, the final score gained is 26. If the player is in celestial, with a base point weight of 0.7 and a performance point weight of 0.3, the final score gained is 23.
Okay, so you gain points based off of your points ranking system, sure. And this feels very like I have a very good feeling that Overwatch probably uses the exact same system. Matchmaking system overview.
Our players hail from all corners of the globe, each with different time zones and connections.
You bet. Are you about to go in here and tell me that different time zones have different points distributions? So, like, if I go somewhere where there's less people, am I going to get better points? So if I remember someone talking about this, setting their server location to like Australia, and they were climbing a lot faster. You're not about to tell me like there's pity points depending on where you live, are you?
Speeds. Balancing fast matchmaking with fair matches has always been our challenge
Okay.
and focus for ongoing improvement.
Like
In Marvel Rivals, players are matched based on server node selection, team composition, competitive score. Once
okay, so it's talking about how we get our
team
teammates.
composition
Server node selection, obviously. Like, hey, I'm in uh say I'm in EU, is like, okay, I'm gonna get matched with other EU players, obviously. Team composition, wait, what? You actually match me compared depending on what characters I play?
Based on server node selection, team composition, competitive score.
You're matching me depending on what I play. No, don't do that. So if I'm primarily a Vanguard player, and then I get thrown into a match, like I don't want to play Vanguard anymore, I want to start playing damage. But I can't do that because the game thinks I'm going to pick Vanguard, so I'm getting 2 damage characters. Or I play strategist, but it's going to put me into a match, and I want to play Vanguard now. It's like, oh, I want to play Venom going forward. Is that why I end up solo No. What?
Once matchmaking starts, the system looks for opponents on your chosen server or servers. As wait time increases, the system gradually expands the search to higher and lower ranks, helping you get into a match promptly. The expansion is kept to prevent unbalanced games. Once we have 12 players within the acceptable rank range, the match is set. Teams are then arranged to minimize differences in average competitive scores.
Okay. So they're arranged. Okay, cool. So you gather 12 players. You take a look at all of their numbers, like, and then you try to evenly distribute those teammates.
Team matchmaking is based on team size.
What? Team matchmaking is based on teams, obviously.
For fairness, a 6-player team will only face another 6-player team.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what they're talking. Okay. So a 6-player team comp will never fight solo queue players. Will never fight a 3-stack or a 4-stack. Okay, it's 6 versus 6 only. Got it. Cool. I agree with this. I got no problem with this.
Fighting an exact match can take time when taking into account all the factors.
Yep, that's
like
fine.
Competitive score.
I'm be honest, when it's a 6v6 comp, you can probably lessen the restrictions on that a little bit because it's a little different. It's your team trying to find and fight another team. You can probably lessen the restrictions a bit on that.
Server selection, etc. Since launch, 5-player teams have been disabled to protect solos.
Yeah.
For other team size,
that's fine.
The system opens up to more combinations as wait time increases. Take a 4-player team, for example. The first system tries to match with another 4-player team. But if none are promptly found, it will eventually expand to mixed teams like 4-1-1 versus 3-2-1.
I'm gonna be honest, like I really want a solo, like have it in a system where it's like solo queue and then a group queue, kind of just a system. I just for one season, I just want to see how it goes.
Longer waits means broader competitive scores ranges, and reaching the upper limit of the range can result in a difference in scores between the two teams. From the matchmaking results, this would appear to be an unbalanced battle. However, tightening the rules would mean much longer waits and a bad experience.
I want to know what the upper limit is. It's interesting that you're not telling us what the limit is. So like if I'm queuing as a gold player. Well, it's a gold, so you're probably not really. Let's say if I'm queuing as a diamond player, and for whatever reason you're not able to find a match quick enough, so you start expanding and expanding and expanding. Is it possible that I end up fighting a celestial player? If I'm sitting in, like, say, Diamond 2, how far into each rank up and down do the ranks expand? And if it keeps expanding, does it expand both ways and then grab from both sides, or do you just expand until like an overall score number is reached. So is it possible if I'm playing Diamond to grab a gold player and a celestial player and put them in the same match? Is it possible is what I want to know.
This is the core challenge, balancing matchmaking quality and speed. Team queues make this speed versus quality trade-off more noticeable. At higher ranks, there are fewer players and
That's why they didn't reduce. Okay. So, okay, they've recently reduced the number of people you can queue together with at the higher ranks. I thought they were doing it to lessen the burden on like solo queuers and stuff like that, and to avoid abuse of the system with like let's 6-stack up until eternity or whatever. Now it's coming across as we just can't find people for you to play with, so we're just not going to allow you to make those stacks at the higher ranks. That's how it's coming across now. Which, fair, okay, tell us that.
they are spread across different servers, so this happens more often. So, after careful review, starting in Season 3.5, we've temporarily restricted teams of 4 or 6 players from matchmaking at higher ranks.
Just because you can't actually find fair matches for higher party teams at the higher ranks. Okay.
Where their balanced matches are harder to find.
Yeah.
Moving
okay.
forward.
That's fair. That's honestly that's fair. Like you explaining that now makes your decision, makes it easier to understand your decision in that regard. Because a lot of players were upset they can't play with their friends anymore. Which is another reason. Like if you do a solo queue and a team queue kind of rank system and have them separate, like you can probably, with the team queue stuff, you can probably lessen the restrictions quite a bit.
We will continue to explore new solutions to better meet the diverse needs of players.
The diverse.
To help you better understand how the matchmaking system works, here's an example scenario.
Okay.
Suppose player A teams up with player B and player C to queue for competitive.
What's their ranks?
In this scenario, player A is Diamond 1,
okay.
Player B is Diamond 3,
okay.
Player C is Platinum 1. The
okay.
average rank of this 3-player team is around Diamond 3.
Yeah.
They select only the Oregon server node for matchmaking, since there aren't enough teams of the same size and rank in the queue on this node.
So unironically, if we select more server nodes available to us, would it give us more fair matchmaking? Because it's searching different nodes? And we're going to have wildly different pings, but if you're in an area where you can select like 4 or 5 and you're comfortable with dealing with slightly higher pings, it might be to your benefit to select more servers for it to search to try to put you into. If you're really that desperate for like quality matches.
The matchmaking system gradually expands the search range as time passes. After 5 minutes, the system finds 9 more players who meet the criteria. These 9 players include another 3-player team with an average rank of Platinum 1, a 2-player team with an average rank of Diamond 2,
okay.
and 4 solo players, Player D, Diamond 1, Player E, Diamond 2, Player F, Platinum 1, Player G, Diamond 2.
Okay, so which A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which obviously this is on one team. This is a 3-stack. This is a 3-stack, so that's going to be on the enemy team. There's a duo stack. So okay, so
to ensure fairness, the system first places the 2 3-person teams on opposite sides. Then, the remaining team compositions are Side A, 3-player team plus
Yeah,
2-player
3-3.
team plus 1 solo player. Side B, 3-player team plus 3 solo players.
Wait. Which side had the average? Hold on. So average rank here was what, Diamond 3? They said, yeah, Diamond 3. Average rank on this side is Platinum 1. What? You're giving the Diamond 3 players the duo while the Platinum 1 team gets the solo queuers? Wait, who's the extra? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Average rank.
Then the remaining team
Yeah, okay, so you get one.
compositions are Side A, 3-player team plus 2-player team plus 1 solo player. Side B, 3-player team plus 3 solo players. Now, the exact team split is determined by the solo players to make both sides' average ranks as close as possible.
Yeah, but the problem is you gave the higher ranked 3-stack a duo. From what unless I'm being stupid here and not understanding this.
The fairest division is Side A, 3-player team, Diamond 3 average, plus 2-player team, Diamond 2 average, plus player F, Platinum 1.
So ooh. Okay. So you stuck a Diamond, 2 Diamond 2s and 3 Diamond 3s with a Plat 1.
Set B, 3-player team, Platinum 1 average, plus player D, Diamond 1, plus player E, Diamond 2, plus player G, Diamond 2.
That's interesting. So that Diamond 3, Platinum 1. I mean, to be fair, like, this is still relatively close. It's 1 rank separation. But you also got to keep in mind, this team has a Diamond 1. While this team has, if it's a Platinum 1 average, then this team would have a Diamond 2 and a Plat 2. Like, overall, this team is lower. Like, you should give this team the duo, though. I get what they're going for. Like, they gave this, like, I get what they're going for. But they're not accounting for the duo here. Because how this is going to play out is, like, it is going to be determined off of this duo, not the 3-stack, not this 3-stack. Because this duo is going to probably go either fill, or they're going to work on a synergistic team comp. So, like, these two are probably going to place 2 characters that work well with each other. Not really going to expect as much with the 3-stack, because more people doesn't always necessarily account for more what's the word for more team combination, coordination, team coordination, teamwork. That's where I'm. It doesn't always account for more teamwork. But when it's a duo who knows like a duo who works together a lot, like, I guarantee you, Side A has a pretty good chance of winning all of this that's going on right now, purely based off of if these two work well together.
In this scenario,
like the duo really should be on the Platinum team. I'm going to be honest.
There are still notable rank gaps within each side. For example,
like, it's not that bad, but like the Diamond 2 and Diamond 2 should be over here, and then the duo Diamond 2 should be over here with the Platinum 1 3-stack here. And then we get the Diamond 1 with us. Yeah.
Side A's player F, Platinum 1, and Side B's player D, Diamond 1, each have a 2 to 3
right now, how it's set up, Side A should
teammates.
have the advantage.
This means there can be internal team imbalances.
Yeah.
Assume once the match begins, the role selections are as follows. Side A, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard player A, Duelist player B, and Strategist player C. The 2-player team chooses a Vanguard and a Duelist player F, A duelist may sticks with his preferred.
I'm sorry. This team has one strategist. So Vanguard, duelist, one strategist.
Role instead of filling the missing strategist slot.
Okay.
To balance the team, the duelist player B from the 3-player team fills as a strategist.
Okay.
Side B, the 3-player team picks a Vanguard, duelist, a strategist. Player D picks an additional strategist. Player E picks another Vanguard.
He goes strategist. They go 3 strategists. That's the plan right now. He goes a 3rd strategist. They go Luda. They go Loki. They go Invisible Woman or something, or Rocket.
Player G picks another duelist.
Nah, Cap.
We believe that this is a situation many players have encountered before.
Strategist, duelist, Vanguard. Nah. This team's gonna have 3 strategists. This one probably has 1 Vanguard.
In this case, Side B has a strategic advantage.
Wait, what? Why? Because once one filled, is that why? How are you assuming someone's just going to swap off their main role? I don't like that you're putting us into matches and thinking, if that's what you're doing.
All 6 players are playing their main roles.
I mean, I already said that this one would have the advantage. So you are tracking what we play the most. I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it.
Side A, a duelist may is forced to fill as a strategist. And the lowest ranked player is also playing duelist, which may weaken the team's synergy.
Was that a shot? What? The Plat 1 is on damage. I guess we're going to lose. Are you saying that the Plat 1 should be on strategist? Is that what you're getting at? Most frequently raised questions. Oh, here's the juicy bit.
Recently, we have received a lot of feedback from the community, with many players believing that our matchmaking system employs EOMM.
Yeah, those players are idiots.
Engagement optimized matchmaking. This would imply,
which, like, to be fair, like, obviously it's not EOMM, but to be fair, it's kind of hard to not make that correlation when you've said yourself that you give the lower ranks pity points. When you make it easier for the lower rank players to climb and then make it more difficult, and like you're changing the system on them. They're used to one system at the lower ranks, and then as they get to like diamond and stuff like that, it's like, wait, it's getting harder and harder to climb. I'm not getting as many points. What's going on? Why can't I climb anymore? That's because you're not getting pity points anymore. Anyways,
manipulating the matchmaking queue to keep players' win rates around 50.
What's true? I'm not saying you're manipulating the queue. The problem is it's the pity point system, the ticket system, which I haven't seen the ticket system come back, to be fair. I think after the backlash, they're like, you know what? We're not giving those out no more.
50%.
Or maybe they are. Is it like this? I haven't seen anything, like no news or anything about it come up since.
Ensuring they remain engaged in the game. We want to be clear. Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM.
He seemed a little upset to say that. he seems a little angry that he was accused, that the system's accused of using EOMM. You heard that disdain in his voice.
We want to be clear.
He's like, listen here, motherfucker. We don't use it.
Marvel Rivals does not use EOMM.
He tried to make that as clear as possible.
Why do some matches feel unusual?
He wants to kill that concept right now.
Why do certain players encounter win or loss streaks? We would like to take this opportunity to provide some insight.
Probably because you're making it way too easy for certain players to reach higher ranks, and then once they've reached a certain point, then they start getting their absolute butt stomped and just plummet back down.
Hoping to clarify some of the confusion for everyone.
Match balance. Ooh. Okay.
In a competitive two-sided game, the fewer
No. Competitive team game. Competitive two-sided game. Yeah, it's two teams fighting each other. It's a competitive team game. Competitive two-sided team game.
players on each side, the more accurately the competitive score reflects in the
Wait, what? I missed that part. Hold on.
In a competitive two-sided game, the fewer players on each side,
Don't you dare say you go to 5v5. I'll leave.
the more accurately the competitive score reflects individual skill.
Is this a jab at Overwatch? This feels like a jab at Overwatch. The more accurately the competitive score reflects individual score. So yeah, more players, more reliance on the team as a whole. Yes, that is correct. That is what everybody's been trying to tell Overwatch for freaking years.
However, as team size increases, this accuracy drops.
Yeah.
Since even if both teams have identical average scores, other factors like teamwork and coordination can sway the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, it's a team-based game. You must work with your team in order to win. Like obviously, like you don't always have to, but like proper voice comms or trying to work around your teammates, or if they pick, like you got a teammate, oh crap, he picked Jeff. Okay, how can I make the Jeff work? Because in the 6v6 environment, like you have to do what you can that works best as for the team as a whole.
Additionally, because we don't lock roles, players might
no role queue yet.
End up playing a role they are less comfortable with, which means they may not perform at their rank's full potential.
Absolutely.
Even if you are assigned your preferred role, playing a hero you are less skilled with can also affect your impact in the match. So, why don't we add role queue?
Oh, this is a loaded question. Okay. I'm very interested in this. Like, to be honest, I don't want role queue in Marvel Rivals. But I don't mind if we just test it for a season. Your seasons are only 2 months. Month and a half? Or 1 month? Does 0.5 count as a season? No. It's halfway through the season, but then you make other. I wouldn't mind if you just, hey, let's test role queue for a month, or test role queue in quick play. No, I don't want to do that either. I don't know.
First, we believe that allowing players the freedom to play as their favorite superheroes and team up with others to create diverse creative team comps encourages more varied strategies and gameplay.
I get this. Like more freedom, more you get a lot less repeats. Like I'll say it again. I currently do not want role queue added to the game. I like how it currently is. It just needs more work done to their open queue format. It allows people to swap roles. It allows people to change. I've won games where it's like, hey, you're not doing so great on Vanguard. Do you want to play a different role? It's like, okay, I will swap with you. Let's swap. I will take over Vanguard. You do this, and we've won the games. I've won games where it's like I come out and I see a Penny. I come out as Vanguard. It's like, well, there's a Penny. There's a Wolverine over there. What else is going on? There's a Punisher. I'm going to swap off and just go Punisher and just destroy them because I'm not coming out in Vanguard. Whereas, like, if I would pick the Vanguard, it's like I'm stuck on Vanguard, and Vanguard doesn't have all of the options available to deal with all of the bullshit in the game.
Second, adding role-based matchmaking would significantly increase queue times.
Yeah, I get that as well. Like, people already complaining right now once they get to the higher ranks about very long queue times. So, like, I get it.
While still failing to fully eliminate skill discrepancies between matches.
I feel like a part of this is just a jab at Overwatch, I'm gonna be honest.
Where there are
like there's a sore spot somewhere.
There will be differences.
Yep.
Objectively, it's quite challenging to have an equal number of players across the 3 roles.
Yeah. I mean that's an issue with you have a million damage characters and you wait we need more. Like if we had 10 more vanguards and 10 more strategists, this wouldn't be a problem.
To strike a balance between matchmaking speed and fairness, the competitive score ranges for each roles would have to differ.
Well,
Roles
obviously.
with fewer players would have lower competitive score thresholds, while roles with more players would require higher thresholds. This, in turn, will lead to greater variance in match quality. We are working to introduce more interesting vanguards and strategies.
Good. We need that. Like we need so many more options for the vanguards. Like damage character, or is it damage characters are eaten so good. Meanwhile, like strategist is like, okay, well, I'm getting dived by 4 people. What are my options here? I guess I go rocket. I'm not playing shark into 5 dives or 4 dives. Like a invisible woman, maybe every time they jump me, I'll just push them away. Like it's going to be harder for other characters. And then there's like if there's a very heavy frontline comp, it's like I'm going to play something a little further away. But like and then with Vanguard, you keep having to add abilities to the Vanguards because they don't have options to fly for flyers. They kind of do now, but it's kind of goofy. Like thing flying into the air to punch a flyer into the ground is it's a tool to deal with it, but it's goofy as hell. and more of a like a panic ability that you guys added, like, oh crap, flyers are just destroying vanguards. We can't have that. Thing, you can now jump 1,000,000 miles or 1,000,000 miles into the air and punch someone into the ground. Congratulations.
In future updates to give players more choices.
Like we need what we need is a proper hit scan vanguard. That's what we need.
But these changes will take time to develop. We thank
Yeah, it's because you have your heroes designed a year into advance, and you're probably like, we have 12 damage characters coming out. Uh-oh.
you for your patience.
I hate the whole thank you for your patience thing. I don't have patience. I don't have patience, and neither does the player base. Player base doesn't want to wait a year for more vanguards or strategists. I appreciate, hey, you're releasing a hero every month, all this and that, but if you had a strategist and vanguard coming out soon, you would have told us. Be honest. The fact that you didn't say, we have a vanguard and a strategist planned for season 4 or season 5 is very concerning. The fact that you didn't actually say that is telling me that the next 4 or 6 heroes are damage characters, and that scares me because those players don't need more cookies. Win-loss streaks, okay. I actually don't know what they're doing.
Win and loss streaks are a matter of probability. For example, if two sides are truly 50-50,
which is never going to happen. You're never going to have a true 50-50 in this system. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to have a true 50-50 in any system. No matter any system you design, like it's never going to be truly 50-50.
over 3 games,
Like one match is probably going to be like 45-55 and stuff like that.
the chance of 3 consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%.
12.5%. Yeah. Is that what you say? You've obviously haven't seen some of these profiles.
Over 10 games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%.
Rises to 50? Wait, what? Wait, what? What did you say?
3 or more consecutive wins or losses is 12.5%. Over 10 games, the chance of 3 or more wins or losses in a row rises to 50%.
Okay, you're talking about like the number of games in total.
Everyone will eventually experience win or loss streaks.
Okay.
For those interested,
to be honest, like stop worrying about it. Stop looking at your wins. Stop looking at your losses. Look at each individual match as its own thing. Load it like, okay, that happened. Lost that match. Load up and go again. Now, like, to be honest, like if you once the sixth or seventh loss hits in a row, it starts affecting you. It's going to affect everyone. Like, I'm not saying it's perfect. At that point, it's get off and take a break. Or if you lose 3 games, get off and take a break. Save your mentality. Don't tilt you and go 20 losses in a row because you wanted that one win.
You can use tools to calculate the probability of achieving a streak, whether it's 5 consecutive wins or 5 consecutive losses,
Yeah, I honestly, yeah.
under different win rate scenarios over 10 matches. Of course, the game isn't pure math. Several in-game factors can increase the likelihood and impact of streaks,
Yeah, like your mentality, your mental.
making these experiences feel more pronounced.
But yeah, your mental. If you're queuing into games you normally would win, but because your mentality is shot and you're losing those games, like, yeah, you're going to go on a huge loss streak because of it, obviously.
For example, team average scores are rarely perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
So actually win rates may not be exactly 50%. When queuing consecutively, you may face some of the same players in back-to-back games.
Which is annoying. Because like if I join a match and there's like I forget to avoid this one player, and now he's on my team again, I'm pissed. you should avoid like to be honest, like if you're going, you should avoid the same players in a back-to-back scenario. Like it's the same thing with dealing with Smurfs. Don't make a bronze player fight the Smurf 2 games in a row. It's absurd. Like at least space them out a match or something, or try to find different players,
which can carry over the outcome chance from previous matches. This is even more common in team matchmaking, where the pool of available combinations is smaller, especially during off-peak hours or in less populated regions. Even if the probability of a streak occurring is just 1%, Marvel Rivals' large player base means many will experience that.
Yeah. Final thoughts. We're almost done.
We are constantly analyzing feedback and refining our systems. Your trust and input help us shape a better experience. Thank you for being part of the Marvel Rivals community. We are excited to keep improving with you.
That was a good video. I mean, like there's a lot of scary stuff in there for depending on how the player base interprets it. But I respect the transparency. Like I respect them coming out as like, hey, this is how our system works. Shut up about the EOMM. What they should have done, and I don't think they've done it. They should provide a link to a survey or something and asking what our opinions are on everything that was discussed in this video. That's what they should have done. The fact they didn't. So like, I'm not saying go and flame the devs, but like this is your opportunity to anyone that is watching this for whatever reason. Why are you watching me? I don't know. To actually like find a channel to actually talk and discuss with. Like find a channel that the devs or the team actually looks at, and then leave your proper feedback and opinions in those channels. Marvel Rivals doesn't have a forum, I don't believe. We can check real quick. Marvel Rivals forum, because Overwatch does. Ooh, no, Steam, Blizzard forum. God damn it. Yeah, okay, so they don't have a proper forum. It doesn't seem like it. Ooh, what's the comments here? Ah, damn it. Hold on, let me hide my screen. Username. Oh, that's not my. Phone number. I am not giving you my phone number. Get off my screen. Anyways, let's unhide that. Okay, so let's look at that. I logged in. I have to give you my phone. You didn't forget my password. Let me log in. What is wrong with X? Why do I got generates a new password? What's wrong with my old password? Okay, anyways, I'm logged in now. Jesus freaking good lord. I hate X. What is the comment saying? I am curious. Y'all had me at the first part, and then y'all started lying about not making games balanced. I had ranked game with 4 support mains. Y'all need to be real honest. Still no roll queue, chop. Oh god, that argument's never going to end. And that argument's a rollover from Overwatch. I think it's kind of wild to just get rid of high ranked players' ability to have any group above 3 just because it's harder for your system to find a match. I feel like that's kind of punishing the player for being high ranked. I guess we'll see. Fair, but it's a problem they created because they keep resetting everyone. It wouldn't be a problem if you stopped resetting everyone. We would actually have Grandmaster and Celestial players if you didn't keep sending them down to bronze. It's a problem they themselves have created because of the resets. All I'm hearing is that EOMM is shut up. So you basically need to perform very well at the character you choose, but playing Duelist gives you a more balanced matchmaking because more people play Duelist, so it has a wider statistic on how it gathers the average performance on Duelist characters, bigger. Fire teams without excellence, communication, and teamwork will result in lost trends, which, okay. You've done exactly what I thought you'd do, overcomplicate and bloat skill determination, like I said before. It really is. Like, it's far more complicated than it needs to be. Like, if first of all, I'm not an advocate of placement matches. I'm an advocate of stop resetting everyone's asses down to bronze. That's what I'm an advocate of. Stop with the resets. I hate these stupid resets. I despise the whole reset system. People don't want to climb, like, people spend an entire season climbing up to, let's say you're a platinum player. They spend the whole season getting up to plat. They don't want to do that again. They hate that climb. They don't like being in bronze. Stop putting them in bronze. Stop putting celestial players in diamond. And then what about they're solving problems that they themselves create. All right, whole video. Okay, whatever that is. Remember when games matched us with people based on our current rank? Yeah. Like it's overly complicated. And it feels like they're using Overwatch copy. It really does. It feels like they're using what Overwatch uses, and it doesn't work. Also, I understand the game does not want role limits, but if truly trying to fix balance at a rank of bronze to gold, there should be the 2-2 limit. People at that rank, from what I see, do not understand team composition. They don't switch up roles to counter other teams. Well, they said so 2-2 at the rank bronze and gold will bring balance as they understand the game more. Once they hit plat/diamond, they will finally but no, I don't. You either go all in or you don't at all. Don't split it up like that, because people that like 2-2 are going to do everything they can to not, or that like roll queue are going to do everything they can to not not rank up, in your case, past gold. Then you can't split the system up like that. You have to either go all in or none at all. What are your thoughts on the points made in this video? Do you think the match so what I'm hearing is actual skill or competitive score average is weighted lower than your rank. So what I'm hearing is actual skill or competitive score average is weighted lower than your rank and how many people are queued together. This isn't good. Now everyone plays at the rank they are, so instead of looking at ping and then skill and then the queue size, you more weighted based on the, like, it really should be. Like, you can't individualize a hero shooter like this. Like, the simplest system is, in my opinion, the best system. Whereas if you have an above 50% win rate, you climb. If you have a below 50% win rate, you fall. You drop down. Eventually, it will even out. Like, you guys are way overly complicating the system, and it does not need to be. No game in competitive is balanced. It's either we get 40 limbs and enemies get 90 limbs, or they're complaining about stats. Where there are choices, there will be differences. That's about absolutely. The golden video. Thank you, and I think even people say matches are ruined because EOMM, but 100% it never was EOMM. How can you prove? Well, to be fair, it's gonna be okay. Are you actually saying anything, or are you just also a new matchmaking making rules? You put out limiting stacks. This is 100% amazing. You can feel the change improvement. But liar. Okay, is there anything else interesting here? Thank you for transparency. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I love the transparency that Marvel Rivals has been upkeeping. Not asking for role queue, I'm asking for role preferences. Yeah, that's another argument that's been burned to hell in Overwatch. And about the stacks, thank you 100% for saying that the matchmaker does its best to match party sizes versus party size. Did you hear our feedback about needing more vanguards and strategists? Not about. I honestly, I don't think we're getting anytime soon. Memes. Okay. What? Okay. I think that's the limit on that. Obviously, I've given my opinions on it. Simplify the rank system, and it's going to be a hell of a lot better. But anyways, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I plan on doing this far more often going forward on any kind of news and giving my thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. And got it, blah blah. Bye bye.